Here's my experience being a full-time working mom and pumping and breastfeeding at 9.5 months postpartum. I did this with my first daughter up until 12 months old. She weaned herself somehow, and I plan on making it to 12 months with my second daughter. And to be honest, I don't feel like I'm super qualified or like I know what I'm doing when I see other women on here pumping just like so easily with their wearables and getting so much output, because that is just not me at all. Like I would consider myself a just enougher, like if barely just enough for when I pump, and I just use my Spectra. I tried wearables, but I don't know, I just like don't like how I can't see the output easily, and like I can't see my latch like I can with my Spectra, so I just stick to the Spectra. With that being said, this is kind of what my schedule looks like at 9.5 months postpartum, but also it kind of looked like this like the whole time I've been back at work, honestly, because I'm really not interested in dropping any pumping sessions because of the fact that I feel like I barely keep up with my pumps. When I'm just breastfeeding my daughter, my supply, there's like no issue there. It's really just like pumping that I struggle with. Anyways, if your baby's anything like mine, she's not sleeping through the night. She wakes up very frequently, especially right now with her teething. She's just like kind of always been like that. So in the mornings, I wake up at 5 a.m., but that's partly because usually my daughter wakes up to nurse around that time. So I nurse her back to sleep. And then I need to be out the door with them by 7 a.m. So I'll nurse her again at between like 6 and 6:30 a.m. So that means I'm out the door. And then I was pumping at work, like right when I got there between 8:30, I'd pump. And then I'd pump again at 11 and 2. So that means 3 times at work, like 8:30, 11, and 2:30. And then I'm home by 5 o'clock to nurse her. I would nurse her at 5 and then before bed at 7. So besides the overnight feedings, it's 5 a.m., 6:30, 8:30, 11ish, 2:30, 5, and 7. So that's a lot. Like I said, I feel like I'm definitely doing it wrong. Like I don't know how people say you could just end up doing it like 4 times a day, because that's just not me. That's like not how my supply seems to work. And she's in daycare between like I would say 7 to 4, and I would send 2 6-ounce bottles and one like 3 to 4 ounce bottle, because like I said, I nurse her right before at like 6:30, and then I'll say, give her just that small bottle before her first nap, and then the 2 6-ounce bottles are between those other 2 wake windows. And that might be too much now that she's like really starting to eat solids, but I don't know, I guess I'll slowly like take away an ounce and see how she does. It's just, obviously I'm nervous that she'll get hungry and whatnot. And yeah, so I guess I'll start that soon. I don't know. I'll say, I mean, honestly,